Now that I've completed my playthrough of GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition, it is time now for my review. By the way, I also did reviews of GTA 3 and Vice City Definitive Editions. Feel free and check them out. We're going to go over the pros, the cons, as well as the final verdict for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Definitive Edition. Kicking things off with the pros, it is very similar to GTA 3 and Vice City Definitive Editions. I enjoyed playing through San Andreas Definitive Edition despite issues which we will go over later. It has a lot to offer, a main story that's the largest of these three games, much bigger than 3 and Vice City, including the map size itself is way bigger. There's plenty of side activities, races, other missions that will benefit CJ, like ambulance missions that will eventually boost his health up, fire truck missions that'll make CJ fireproof, vigilante missions to maximize his bulletproof armor, etc. Plus, they introduced some new revolutionary concepts to the GTA franchise, such as the gym, which can give you bigger body types. You can be muscular and built like a rock, or you could just let CJ go and just consume tons of Clucking Bell, Burger Shot, and pizza. So yeah, there's different body types, there's different stats, as well as fighting moves. And for the first time in GTA history, the protagonist can actually swim. Yes, CJ will not drown if he goes into the water, unless he stays under the water too long. So CJ can swim and dive, but you're limited how much you can stay under the water when it comes to diving. But eventually, if you work on that, you can actually increase the stamina and the ability for CJ to stay under the water longer. That's something I really wish they would have gone back to GTA 3 and Vice City Definitive Edition and at least given Claude and Tommy the abilities to swim. That would have been awesome. But anyways, back to my review of GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition. There's a lot of clothing customization. There's a lot of clothing shops throughout San Andreas. Vehicle customization. So we still have paint and spray, but we also have other garage shops you can take vehicles to do some customization, including one for the lowriders. There's also driving and flight schools. If you complete the driving and flight schools, they have benefits to completing both of those schools. You have the ability to buy properties as well as businesses. For the first time, you can have relationships. So yes, CJ can have relationships with several females in the game. There are vehicles, lots of vehicles, motorcycles, bicycles. They actually introduced bicycles in San Andreas. There's boats, helicopters, planes, jets, including the Hydra. The Hunter's also one of the helicopters you could eventually acquire. There's tons of weapons, firearms, and melee, rampages, collectibles, tagging, along with doing gang and turf wars in Los Santos. There's obviously cheat codes just for fun, but bear in mind, if you're focusing on getting achievements and trophies, then you may want to refrain from doing cheat codes until after you complete GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition. There's also the home invasion burglaries, which can be a lot of fun. Other mini games like playing basketball, pool, casino. And speaking of the casino, eventually you're able to partake in setups as well as the casino heist in GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition. The characters and voice actors are absolutely amazing. Young Melee is fantastic as CJ, the protagonist of GTA San Andreas. And the legendary Samuel L. Jackson is also in this game. He voices Tenpenny, one of the best antagonists in the GTA franchise. Other voice actors include the late Charlie Murphy, brother of Eddie Murphy, who voiced Jizzy. The late Peter Fonda, he's also in here. He voiced The Truth. You have James Woods, Ice-T, David Cross, and more. Now, there are some specific Definitive Edition pros I would like to mention. Very similar to 3 and Vice City. You got waypoints now. You have the autosave, restart missions. You have weapon radio station wheels. I do like the fact that they incorporated the weapon and radio station wheels from the Red Dead Redemption franchise as well as GTA 5 over into GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition. You also have GTA 5 controls, updated graphics that do look good at times, but not always, just like in 3 and Vice City Definitive Editions. I love the 90s feel and vibe of GTA San Andreas, the clothing, the cars, the state of San Andreas itself. It's way bigger than Liberty City or Vice City maps. And it also includes 3 cities this time around. You got Los Santos, San Fierro, as well as Las Venturas, several smaller towns, Mount Chiliad, the desert, redwoods, along with Area 69. The music, and yes, the music is one of the cons. We will talk about that shortly. But the music that actually remains on the radio stations of GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition is awesome and fits the era that GTA San Andreas takes place in. Now, at the recording of this review, we've had title updates 1.02 and 1.03, which came out in late November, so it's been a while since we've had a new title update. So to Rockstar's credit, they have been working on trying to fix and improve most of the issues in 3 Vice City and San Andreas Definitive Editions since launch, but San Andreas Definitive Edition still has a lot of problems and definitely needs more work. Now let's head over to the cons. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the music, because this is one issue that a lot of people have been complaining about, myself included. There were songs removed from GTA Vice City, but there were also a lot of songs that were taken out of GTA San Andreas for the Definitive Edition. By the way, this is credit to PCGamer.com. I think it's 17 songs total. Tupac, I Don't Give a Fuck, The Blackbirds, Rock Creek Park, Black Harmony, Don't Let It Go to Your Head, Blood Sisters, Ring My Bell, Charlie Wright and the Watts, 103rd Street Rhythm Band, Express Yourself, Fatback Band, Yum Yum, Gap Band, You Dropped the Bomb on Me. 2 James Brown songs were removed. Boo! Funky President, Payback, The JBs, The Grunt, Joe Cocker, Woman to Woman, NWA, Express Yourself, Ozzy Osbourne, Hellraiser, Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of, Roy Ayers, Running Away, and Tom Petty, Running Down a Dream. Now that one, no, I don't like that at all. Those are some fantastic musicians. A few of them, sadly, are no longer with us, like Tupac and Tom Petty. And so, yeah, I consider this to be a big fat con, because music is a very important part of the GTA franchise. That's one of the many questions a lot of us have been asking regarding the GTA Trilogy, specifically Vice City and San Andreas Definitive Editions for a while now, is why were all these songs removed and why weren't the licenses renewed for them? You think that companies like Rockstar Take-Two that are worth billions of dollars each would have been able to fork over the dough for licenses renewed for these songs from these various artists and performers, but unfortunately they weren't. But I wanted to mention that at the beginning of my cons because of the fact that a lot of great artists that are no longer with us are on this list, like Tupac, James Brown, Tom Petty, just to name a few. Other cons include pop-ins, low-res, map tears, gaps in the map, frame rate drops, other remaining glitches, bugs, issues. The draw distance. I did a video about draw distance being a double-edged sword in GTA San Andreas, along with crashes, and I had a crash happen a few times during my GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition finale stream on Sunday. At the end of the casino heist, it kept crashing on me. And there's obviously other glitches, bugs, issues I did not mention. Plus, the characters, like Denise, does not look like Denise. And this is just one of many examples for all 3 games, 3 Vice City, as well as San Andreas Definitive Editions, where the characters look fugly compared to their original counterparts. If a lot of this sounds familiar to all of you, it's because this is basically copy pasta from my Issues Resolved video. I'll go into more detail in that video, so feel free and check out the Draw Distance Double-Edged Sword video, as well as my Issues Resolved video, my response to Strauss Zelnick, because he thinks that a glitch was resolved in the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. I did make videos about those 2 topics. Link below in the description section. So the one last con I'd like to include is something that a few others have brought up that existed in the original San Andreas that does not exist anymore. Co-op mode has been removed for reasons. I never had a chance to play co-op mode, but others have, and they said they thoroughly enjoyed co-op mode in GTA San Andreas, the OG. But unfortunately, for whatever rhyme or reason, Grove Street and Rockstar decided to remove co-op mode from GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition. From the pros, cons, to my verdict, when it comes to the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, it has a lot of glitches, issues, crashes, bugs, problems, but GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition gets it the worst. But in spite of all that, I still thoroughly enjoyed playing through GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition. Many fans of the GTA franchise consider San Andreas to be the best of the entire series. It's up there with GTA Vice City, GTA 4. Those are probably my top 3. Obviously, I would put GTA 3 up there in the top 5 category because it was the first of the 3D era, and Claude has a special place in my heart. So it's easily in the top 5, and a lot of people would consider it to be the best of the entire GTA series. However, the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, just like GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition, needs a lot more fixes, improvements, and title updates. Now, I'm going to do a little addendum at the end, an epilogue, if you will, regarding the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition review. The last update we obviously got was title update 1.03. I sincerely hope that Rockstar and Grove Street are working on more title updates for all 3 of these games. And if you want more information about who I blame personally for the issues and the problems in the disastrous launch of the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, there's another video I want you to check out, my Who's to Blame video. That is linked below in the description section, along with my other 2 videos I just mentioned, my draw distance video, as well as my most recent Issues Resolved video, FYI. Now, bear in mind, GTA 5 GTA Online Enhanced Expanded Edition was originally supposed to come out on November 11th, 2021. I mentioned this in a previous video, but it has been delayed till March 2022. Due to that vacancy on November 11th, Take-Two and Rockstar had to put something out for the holiday sales, and unfortunately, the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition was clearly not ready and rushed out the door. Grove Street Games, a small mobile game studio, were not up to the challenge of delivering the remaster worthy of the original GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. All of them deserved way better treatment, in my opinion. More title updates can ultimately make the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition much better product than it was at launch, but first impressions do matter, and a true remaster of GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, in-house by Rockstar, would have received amazing reviews across the board and far superior sales, which would have meant way more money in Rockstar and Take-Two's pockets than what we got with the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. It's all about quality over quantity. I just hope that Rockstar and Take-Two have learned some lessons from this disastrous launch of the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, because there are rumors out there that we might see more remasters down the road of Bully, Red Dead Redemption, GTA 4, which I hope those are actually done in-house by Rockstar Games, and that they take the time this time to get those remasters right. Because even if all the title updates make the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition almost as good as the original trilogies, all 3 of these games deserved way better and could have been so much more. Here's hoping there's more title updates to the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. They certainly need it, obviously. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but we'll just have to wait and see. And like I said, please, Rockstar, do not make the same mistakes with a Liberty City, Vice City Stories remaster, or a GTA 4 remaster, Red Dead Redemption, or Bully remaster, or what other Rockstar games you happen to be remastering right now behind the scenes. Please learn some very valuable lessons from the disastrous launch of the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. Even if they do, unfortunately, their brand has been tarnished by this and various other things that have occurred. The damage has already been done when it comes to the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. Your thoughts, your views, your opinions regarding GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition, as well as the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, as always, welcome below in the comments section.